Hi guys, it's your girl Natalie, the One True Diamond, coming at you with another video. I don't know if I even told y'all I had applied for a job at the VA hospital. Okay, I got a call that they wanted me to come in and interview, which I was like, yay me, because I hadn't even made it that far with my first. I only filled out one application before, and it was so tedious, and I only made it through the um, acceptance of the application stage. I never got called in for the interview. So this time my application got accepted because I knew someone who worked with the VA, and I kind of put a bug in my ear trying to get a job. What's going on? I don't know if she talked to her manager or not, but she was like, the helpful advice she gave me, and I'm going to tell you guys what I know so it'll be helpful for you, okay, if you wanted to do that. But she said, make sure you look at what the job is, pattern your resume according to the job. Like in nursing, like you got to make sure you key in. Like this position that I was going for is like an infusion nurse, and I had to make sure that I keyed in on my IV skills, giving IV medications. I had to make sure that I made that prominent in describing what I did. And like right now, I don't do those sorts of things now, but I have done it when I worked inpatient. Now I just basically draw off of the ports and draw blood, but I made sure I focused in on that so that they would know that I do have some experience with doing those things. It's not like you're going to have a brand fresh, spanking new nurse that you would have to train how to do all these things, because I do have some basic knowledge of doing these things. So anywho, I got a call from the nurse manager of the unit saying that she wanted me to come in and interview, and she gave me some dates and times that I could come in. And so my appointment was yesterday at 8:30. Before that, she sent me a helpful email, you guys. Just very helpful, and it will help any of you who are going on an interview, because a lot of people are using it now. It's called behavioral-based interviewing. And there's a certain questions, and what it is that it's trying to tie into your experience, different things about what you've been doing with your career. How do they feel like you're going to handle it if those things happen there? And it's just kind of tying in on your experiences. So, So I just kind of went over and when I looked up behavior-based interviewing, it took me to a link, which was actually the VA's website. So that was awesome too. And they had a bunch of questions up there. So I printed off the questions. I went through it because I know like they have different categories. They have 1, 2, and 3. I was going to be, if I get hired, I'll be a 1. That means I'm just a staff nurse. I'm not supervising anybody, or not in management or anything like that. So I only really needed to know how to answer questions for category 1. So that's what I focused on. And I took those questions and I tried to put different scenarios that had happened, like different things in my nursing career that had happened, and I tried to tie that into there, and even with negative things, I tried to make them more of a positive. There's a way you can tell a story about how things happen, and it's what it is. It's telling your story of your work and what you've done and your accomplishments. You just make it, you cater those answers to your everyday work is kind of what it is. So when I went in, and I thanked her for sending me those, because that was just, I was like, I would have been in here like, I'm just used to a basic interview. Every interview I went on was just kind of basic. It wasn't like that. And even though I do interviews, peer interviewing now, and it's a form of the behavior-based interviewing is what some of them are called. And it's a form of that, because some of our questions are like that, but these just seem more in depth, more in detail, than what we asked for our interview. So yes, I was glad to have that. So it gave me time to just sit, and that's what I did all Sunday. Was just kind of get it together, get my answers together in my head, what I thought I would, do. Monday morning, I got up and just kind of glimpsed over and say which one. I'm glad I did, because one of the questions that they didn't even ask me, but one question I hadn't answered. I'm like, I hadn't answered that, so I had to think about something. But they didn't even ask me that question, which was okay as well too. But I went in. The nurse manager came and got me. She seemed friendly, and everything. And we went up just chit chatting about little different things. Just, I guess, getting comfortable, getting to know, kind of filling out personalities, and everybody went around the room, and then, they asked me to introduce myself, and I introduced myself, but not the way I introduced myself down on the paper. I'm like, I should have said a little bit more like I normally did, but I did not do that. But I felt like the interview went well. I felt like I was able to answer the questions to the best that they had. I felt like I really felt like I had answered the questions good. I felt like, good rapport with all of them. And, the staff nurse that was in the interview walked me down, and, we were talking and stuff like that, chatting. So, yeah, so she even seemed nice. She even told me that she felt like that was a good place to work. She said that everything, she said no job is perfect. She said, but I feel like this is the best place. And she was telling me that she drives a long way from work just to come to work there. And she said there's a place right where she lives at, but she heard that they were not a good area to work with. But this, she said, was a good atmosphere. So I am praying and believing and hoping and sending good sending good vibes into the air that I get picked. But what she told me was that it will be like 3 months before you get hired. She was like, don't quit your job. I'm like, honey, please, I ain't quitting no job until I know I got a job, okay? I'm like, I'm a firm believer. A bird in the hand is better than two in the bush. Let me tell you, so much better. So, but she said, I said, so what you're telling me is I won't know that I got offered the job for 3 months? She said, oh no, you should know that you're going to get offered the position before then. She said, what you'll get is an email that says tentative hire. She said, and from that, don't quit your job behind that either, because it takes months for them to do background checks on you, to get your reference letters and everything back, because they ask for reference letters to get all those things back from people, all that kind of stuff, So she said it's up to 3 months. And then, we're working with the federal government, so you already know, this is my saying, they're slow with whatever they do anyway. So she's saying up to 3 months before. So I'm like, well, that's good, because they'll take me through my birthday. I can get my birthday time off, without having to go to a new job and say, hey, look, my birthday anniversary coming up. And, I'm going to need that week off, okay? I'm going to need it off, okay? So I really wouldn't need it off. If I started work tomorrow, I would be like, okay, if I couldn't get it off, it would be like, oh, fine with me. We'll do something over the weekend. The job is still Monday through Friday. Like I said, it's an infusion nurse. They'll be giving out like IV medications, and they'll be inserting like the seeds in the bladder for like when you have bladder cancer, and they insert the chemo seeds in. They'll be doing that. And on my days, that's 2 days a week. On the days I'm not doing IV infusions, I'll be doing other clinics. They have like cardiology, they have like pulmonary, they have podiatry, there's procedures, there's different things that you'll be doing. So, and it's Monday through Friday, and you'll do, it's like Monday through Friday. The shift hours are a little bit earlier than mine, but you work from either 8:30, you'll do 8 to 4:30, or 8:30 to 5, which is fine with me, Is that right? Yeah. Yeah, or 8:30 to 5, 8 to 4:30, or 8:30 to 5, which is fine. That's what I worked before I came to the job I'm at now. So yeah, so I'm okay with that. Um, yeah, so I'm just hoping and praying, but yeah, but other than that, all this is now just a waiting game. If you're interested in a job with the VA, you can go through usjobs.gov, I think it is. usjobs.gov is where I went at, to actually see the job. Now, I did watch a video the weekend where one girl was saying that most of the time it's hard to get in when you go through usgov.job unless you know somebody that knows somebody. And so I'm wondering if just from me knowing Melba and her talking to her nurse manager, that helped her pull my application from there. Because like I said, the first time I went through there, application was accepted, but I never got called. So it's making me really believe that what she's saying is true. So yeah, so I'm just hoping to get that, I'm just hoping to get it. So anyway, I'm going to get off here for now because I haven't drank my coffee. Gotta drink my coffee, okay? I just about like shut that whiny voice up. Oh, my neck just had a crack. Did y'all couldn't hear it? I got the headphones in. Oops. Anywho, I'm going to go off here for now. Y'all have a wonderfully blessed day. And y'all who know a word of prayer, getting churchy now, please say a prayer that Miss Natalie gets this job, because this is what she wants. I want to work for the federal government. I want to retire for the federal government, okay? Just do. I got a plan. I'm on a mission because working with the federal government, as they have this plan where with your student loans that you owe, they will help pay off as you work off. I didn't tell them that's one of my goals for working with the federal government and the benefits, because that's one thing I did learn from looking at some interview techniques. You never say that. I wouldn't ever said that anyway. But that's my alternative, that's a plan in the back of my head, okay? Alternative motive is what I had, okay? So anyway, I got to work anyway, so I might as well make it work for me. That's how I look at it. But anyway, I'll see you guys later in my next video. Y'all have a wonderful, blessed day. Bye now.